Greetings to all the students. So, today in this virtual class, we will be understanding the prose The Restored Arm written by R.K. Narayan. So, this following story is based upon the traditional accounts of the life of a very famous sculptor whose name was So this is the basic story of a famous sculptor who was Jakanachari and who left his home in order to carry forward his interest of sculpting the godly images. That means he was very good at sculpting the godly images and he carried it off by leaving his home and moving towards his fate. But his luck had something else planned for him because he met his son as a stranger who made him confront with the flaw, with the mistake that he has made in one of the godly images, wherein he realizes that now there is no work to be done by sculpting the images rather than I should wait for my death. And he took a vow, even he took a promise that he would cut off his arm if he would be proven wrong. But his son somewhere restored his arm. Somewhere restored his arm. That young man was actually his son and took him back to his home. So let us understand this interesting prose with the help of the visuals and the animations. So the temple at Belur was nearly ready. It was all ready, and at the next full moon at the Purnima, it was to be consecrated, means it was to be opened for the holy and the religious occasions. So the old sculptor, that was Jakanachari, he was working on the main image. He was actually working on the main image in the shrine, in the inner shrine, and he did not want anybody to be there while he was working. He did not want anybody to disturb him. No interruption. So, as he was working, he noticed a shadow that was falling on the wall. He immediately got to know that there is somebody who is looking at him hidingly. So, as soon as he saw that, as soon as he saw the shadow, he quickly realized that it was the king. He swallowed the curse, the words of curse, and he quickly touched the floor. The king had come in very noiselessly because he did not want to disturb Jakanachari. So he said, "You go on with your work." Then Jakanachari replied, "I obey, sir, what you are saying. I will definitely go on with my work of completing the main image." Then the king was very inquisitive and he said, "Jakanacharya," very lovingly he said, "I am longing, I am eagerly waiting for the day when I may offer the worship to this Kesava." Kesava means the image of the Lord Vishnu. So he says, "When will you be able to finish the work?" To that, Jakanachari replied, "Sir, if the God will prove to be lucky for me by God's grace, by God's wish, I will finish the work by full moon." So this was the reply of Jakanachari to the king. So when the king left him, he was still working with his chisel and he conjured up a vision. That means he was involved in a dream that he was having about the day when the image will be installed in the temple. So what he was able to see that there would be the priests who would be chanting, who would be singing up the chants, the hymns, and the sacred fire fire. The pure fire would be swinging up, and the smoke would be coming out from that fire. So it would be the very auspicious day when he would place the god to the pedestal, and the king would be so happy. There would be many people who would be there to witness this auspicious occasion, and the king would be standing. He would be on his elephant, and he would actually reward Jakanachari with the golden bracelet. So this was all the vision that he was having in his mind when the image will be complete and it will be consecrated in the temple. So just then, when he was working off, he did not even break for the food. He did not have anything, but one person had the kindness to remind him, to which he simply said that do not come here, just get out and do not talk to me. While he was working on the image, he noticed again somebody was standing at the doorway watching the image. It was a young man. He was a young man. So the sculptor, that was Jakanasari, said him to go away. He ordered him to go away. To which the young man said that yes, I will definitely go from here as soon as I have seen the image that I like. So Jakanachari was full of anger, and he says, oh, who may you be? Who are you? To that, the young man said that I am a wanderer. I am a person who moves from one place to another, and as I was passing by from here, I just dropped inside to have a look at the temple. So then Jakanachari said, get away now. He ordered him, he commanded him to get away, or he said that I will get you pushed out from here. So he said that no one has the courage to get inside and see the image before it is completed. The young man said that I am the one who's very much fond of knowing about the stones. So I can do a little work of knowing about it myself. To that, Jakanachari said, oh, you are a master. You mean to say that you are a perfectionist, are you? Again, the young man replied very firmly that I won't say I am experienced, but ever since I can remember, I know that I have loved the stones. Jakanachari said that you are an upstart. You are not an experienced man. And now let me see nothing more of you. I do not want to see you now. So the young man said, say whatever you like, whatever you are saying, you can say that. But I have gone round the temple. I have seen the temple, and I will tell you one thing very clearly, that the pillars that have been constructed are very divine. They are magnificent. They are eye-catching. And the figures on the outer wall, oh my God, they are the work of the godly hand. All these things are alluring and divine. This temple will definitely be remembered. Everybody would be remembering, the posterity, that means the future generations will remember this temple as the greatest work of the sculptor. So Jakanachari was very scornful. He was very experienced and he was proud of himself. So he said, I do not need your certificate. That means he did not want any certification from the young man. He did not want his praises. The young man replied again. He said, give me kind ears. Hear me fully. I am not the one who is flattering you, but I am expressing the fact, and I am saying it once again, that everything here is wonderful except, listening to except, Jakanachari was filled with zeal, and he said, except what? What do you mean to say? Except what? The young man said, accept the work. Everything is beautiful in this temple except the work that you are doing now. Except the image on that you are working right now. It is not greatest. Now Jakanachari was filled with anger. He was very angry to listen something bad about his work. He quickly took up his mallet and he said, I will smash your skull if you speak more. So he says that I will smash you, I will hit you with my mallet if you speak even a word now. The man was very quiet. He said that I had expected that at your age, when you are so old, you must be having the calmness. I am not saying that the work is bad. I am saying that the choice of the stone that you have chosen for the main image is inauspicious, is unlucky. Jakanasari said that your words are inauspicious for me. Your words are very unlucky. When I'm doing such an auspicious work, when I'm doing such a lucky work, and you're coming here and disturbing me. On the top of disturbance, you're also saying the bad words. You're also uttering the bad words, which are not making me happy. The young man said, with that stone, the stone that you have used to make the image, with that you can make a figure for a gateway, but not for the main image, for the main godly image, for an inner shrine. After all, the tens and thousands of carvings, the tens and thousands of strokes that you are making in the temple, on the pillars, and everywhere, wherever you are decorating, it is the setting for the main image. The main image plays a central role, and its stone should have the utmost purity. It should be very pure. But this stone has a flaw. He says that this stone has a mistake and it is not fit to worship. It is not fit for worshipping and to be installed in the inner shrine. Listening to this, Jakanachari got filled with anger and he said, oh, please somebody come here and drag him away from here. His words are very unlucky for me. The young man replied again. He said, I am merely warning you with the best of my motives, with the best of my efforts, and please do not get angry. I am repeating it again that this stone has a mistake, and I am surprised, I am astonished that a man having such an experience, such a great experience like you, did not even notice the flaw. So again, Jakanachari got angry and he said, you young fool. He referred to him as young fool because he was very young and he wanted to express him that you are very young, you are not experienced like me. So you are a fool and you do not know what you are saying. Then he shows him his arm and he says that see this arm. It has cut and it has carved, it has stroked 50,000 forms of God. Till the time I was born, I've started working. I have carved 50,000 forms of God, but I swear, if you prove if you prove me wrong and you prove yourself right, I will cut off my arm. I am taking a vow, I am giving a promise to you that if you prove me wrong, I will cut off my arm. The young man was not happy to listen at it, and he says, don't say such things. I merely said something about the stone because I thought that you might like to hear it. You might like to hear the flaw and you will do the amendments. You can do the changes. Take it for it, whatever it is worth, and don't do such a terrible thing by cutting off your arm. The man, that was Jakanachari, was full of anger and he was very proud of his work. And he said, no, no, now you have to prove it. You have to prove it. Otherwise, I will cut off your arm and ride you on a donkey. The man said, I will prove it, But if you are going to cut your arm, I will even say, if you're not going to cut your arm, I will even tell where the mistake is. I will even tell where the mistake is. To that, the man said, where? Jaknachari said, where? Tell me, where is the mistake? He said, around the navel of the image, near the chest, bottom chest part. Jakanachari was very astonished and he said, young man, now I will tell the king and have you put in chains. I will make you feel bad now. You will be in trouble if you don't go out this moment. Then the young man, as he was going out, he said, bear in your mind my warning. Just keep in your mind my warning. I am just warning you so that the things will not get worse for you. Now the crowd had gathered. Jakanachari had called all the people there and he said that people, just see this. This man is saying that this particular image has a flaw and now you have to prove it. If you will not prove it, I will cut your arm and ride you on a donkey. So he says, if he proves the flaw, I will cut off the right arm. Otherwise, I will cut his arm and ride him on a donkey. So this was the vow that he took. Then the man said, okay, I accept this challenge. If you want to do like this, okay. I have warned you several times that if you want the things like this way, it's fine with me. Now do not blame me afterwards. Do not give me any accusation afterwards. So he said, I want some sandal paste. So he asked for some sandalwood paste. The sandalwood paste was brought now. And now he said, may I go near the image? So then Jaknachari replied, yes, yes, you may. The young man walked to the inner shrine and he said that may I touch this image? May I touch this image because I want this paste. I want the sandal paste to be smeared, to be spread all over the image from chest down. Will you do it for me, Jakanachari? Was there to witness this majestic scene. Then Jakanachari was standing on the stool. He was having the sandal paste and what he did, he spread the sandal paste as directed below the chest. And now he said, watch it. Now said, what has it proved? Whatever you have done, what has it proved now? So then man replied that can you see the sandal paste has dried all over? No, it has not. Just look at the navel of the image, the belly button which is there. Just see there and if you wait for it to dry up, you can see everything has been dried except near the navel part. And if you will wait for it to dry up, it will take your whole life because there is a cavity of the water here. The water has deposited inside and in that water there may be a toad. There may be a small frog living there. So you can see how observant he was and then he says, I have never allowed. So then he says that, will you allow me to break it? So he says, I have never allowed anyone to touch my implements, but if you want to, you may break it. You may break this image and you can prove it. The young man was first reluctant to break the image. He was not wanting to break the image, but the sculptor was insistent to, tell him to do that. And the young man then held the chisel and he broke the image. As soon as the image broke, the little water flowed down. There was a circular flake at the navel and the water flowed down. And as soon as the water flowed out, there was a toad, a confused toad that came out from the image, from inside the image. So this is how the young man proved Jakanachari wrong. Jakanachari was astonished. He was shattered and he said, my career is now over. My work is over now. Now let me fulfill whatever I have said. Now let me fulfill it and let me chop off my hand. To that, the man said that no, you will not do it. My purpose was only to prevent this worship of a toad. Please, all of you people who are there, just see that he does not do any violence to himself. He does not cut off his arm. Then Jakanachari was very surprised and he was very impressed with the young man, and he told him, I admire, I respect your feelings for stone. God bless you. I wish that God bless you. And where do you come from? Please tell me about yourself. To that, the young man replied, I have come from Kridapura. My house is in Kridapura. Listening to that, Jakanachari was very astonished and he said, Kridapura, who are you and who is your father? He asked him. Then the young man said, I do not know him. I am searching out for him. Then Jakanachari was very surprised and he was keen to know, and he said, oh, please tell me about yourself. Then he said that when I was not even born, a month before, my father left the home one evening and he never returned. Then he asked him what was his name. To that, the young man said that his name was Krishna Deva. The old man, that was Jakanachari, quickly recognized and he said, it was very good of your mother to have sent you out to search for that old absconder, to search out for that man who went away without even telling you. But you know, your father had a life of dedication and he once had a dream that he had to choose between the family or for the service of God. And there was no middle way because he was dedicated towards God. And that is why he chose to worship the God and sculpt the godly images. And he never looked back with regret. The young man was astonished and he said, how do you know so much about him? Jakanachari broke the secret and he says, yes, because that man hid his identity under a new name that was Jakanachari. And he said, my son, I am your father. He said, my son, I am your father and please take me home. My career is over. I do not want to make any godly image now because I will never be able to touch my equipment, as my hands could not even differentiate between a bad stone and a good stone. And now I will only wait for the time when I will die. Listening to that, the young man took the young man took his father Jakanachari to his hometown, that was Kridapura. Now they were in Kridapura despite all the comforts, all the luxuries that he was having. He was not able to regain the home and family. He remained very unhappy. Jakanachari remained very unhappy, and he was separated from his work of sculpting, for which he had also left his home. So he was feeling as if he would die, like a plant. When the plant becomes dry, it dies. Similarly, the sunlight, as it is important for the plant, similarly the work of sculpting was important for Jakanachari. Then one day he had a dream again, and that dream was that he was commanded to build a temple, and he built beautiful temple and a number of others also along with it in his own hometown. After this, the name of the place of Kridapura changed to Kaidala. Kaidala refers to restored arm. Children, as you know that Jakanachari was about to cut off his arm, but somehow his son saved him and his arm was restored. That is why the title is restored arm. And also he did the work, even though he took the vow that he would not touch the chisel and mallet. But once, when he got the instruction of the god in the dreams, he again took the equipments and he sculpted these godly temples, and that is why the place is now known as Restored Arm. Today, this place is a very little village in Tumkur in Karnataka, but this place has these beautiful temples of magnificent Kesava, Lord Vishnu there, which stands even today to celebrate the new beginning of this artist, that was Jakanachari. Thank you all.